Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427's to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and yeah, I guess it looks like we're in for, of course, another one as we speak, and well, I guess seeing of how pretty much I've already been through quite a whole lot in the last thoughts video when I talked about Scream 7, diving into another horror flick for sure. Yeah, I think I might as well ease away from the horror genre for the time being and actually take a look at pretty much another movie that has officially dropped not too long ago for sure. I mean, yeah. I guess it's pretty much what I need for the most part. Especially with, of course, what I've been through pretty much... excuse me, So yeah, especially with what I've been through earlier today for daylight savings time beginning. And yes, by the way, there's nothing we can do to actually stop it for sure. It's still gonna keep on going, so deal with it. So yeah, but regardless of course, that front, I'm quite curious to see on what movie we're gonna be diving into here today for sure. And well, I guess surprisingly enough, I know this is probably a long time coming for sure, so I guess in regards to the movie that I'm going to be talking about in today's thoughts video, well, looks like we are going to be diving right into a Disney, yes, and yeah, I think it's about time that I finally dive into something from Disney for this year for sure, to which... yeah, honestly, I know last year they didn't have a good start with, of course, their Snow White remake. But for the sake of this movie, they do now for sure, so yeah, talk about a massive redemption for sure. But anyways, yes, we are going to be talking about a little something from Disney for sure. But I guess for the most part, we're actually going to be talking about a little something that's also given to us from their well-known partner, Pixar for sure. Yeah, that's right. It looks like we're actually finally going to dive into, of course, a brand new animated feature film from both Disney and Pixar for sure. So yeah, I guess it is no big surprise, of course, that front. I always look forward to pretty much, yeah, aside from a new animated film from Disney, I always look forward to a brand new movie from Pixar for sure, because, yeah, let me tell you, they've always put out some really great stuff for sure, and I have talked about plenty of them within the past thoughts videos for sure. And well, I guess for the sake of today's thoughts video, this one is no exception for sure, so yeah. And of course, I guess in regards to that, I think it will require pretty much our brains to do a little hopping, to say the least. Yeah, I think that will somehow get you the idea, of course, what I'm talking about for sure, so yeah, but in case you're actually quite curious, we might as well let our brains do a little hopping for sure, as well. We pretty much get into, of course, our pretty much our air animal and experience the wonders of nature for sure. And if somehow you think I'm making that up, Well, trust me, I'm not, because that is actually a real deal for sure. So yeah, all that and more will culminate in, of course, the latest film from Disney and Pixar that I'm going to be talking about in today's Thoughts video, which is none other than Hoppers. So yeah, that is of course what I'm going to be talking about here today. It is of course the latest film that just came out not too long ago, and boy, I've got a lot to say, of course, this one. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alrighty then, well, I guess pretty much before going into this movie, I think when I first learned about it, for sure, in fact, I think if my memory serves correctly, I think we did get a nice little tease of course, of that movie, pretty much before it came out, for sure, right around after their last film, Elio, for sure, and I actually did remember when I actually saw that first look pretty much at the end of that film, for sure. I actually got myself quite curious for sure, and I am beginning to wonder on how it's actually gonna play out for when it will eventually come out, for sure. And luckily, when I actually saw the trailers, that actually got me interested, for sure. Yeah, obviously, I think with what they're presenting here, and they even pointed that out, for sure, is that I think pretty much, if anything, I think they're giving off pretty much a new spin-off, of course, the idea we've seen before, particularly in James Cameron's Avatar, for sure, to which obviously, it's no big surprise, of course, that from Pixar has actually put together plenty of movies with story concepts that have been done before in other movies, for sure. But as long as, of course, they actually do something pretty much very creative and inventive to make it new and good, for sure, that is something that could actually really get me hooked on, for sure. Luckily, from past to present, Pixar really does actually do that, for sure, whether it be with some of their original films that have came out, for sure, to even sequels that they would actually put together, for sure, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So if that being the case for pretty much all their past films, for sure, I guess I kind of expected for, of course, this film, for sure. So either way, given to what I've actually seen, I'm actually quite interested to see on what they're going to do for that movie alone, for sure. So, of course, I managed to get myself in earlier today to officially go and see this movie for myself. All thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas, as always. Really do love going there, for sure, and well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I guess I will have to admit one thing and one thing only. I really do think this movie is absolutely all worth the wait, of course, on my part, So yeah, I think with, of course, what I'm actually seeing Hoppers, to me, I really do think is a really fascinating, really impressive, and really engaging movie with what he actually has to offer, for sure. In fact, I dare even say, it actually really blew my mind with, of course, what it actually has to offer, for sure. So yeah, I guess there is no doubt in my mind that I really enjoyed this movie all the way. I really do think it is absolutely brilliantly well done, for sure, and I really love on what they've actually put together, for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about, for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and And yeah, I think to me, yeah, I think it does deliver on what it's actually trying to do. Just basically be like James Cameron's Avatar, but actually putting a new spin on the idea for sure. And to me, I really do think they did a bang-up job with what it actually has to offer. It is actually structured out pretty well from what I've actually seen, and it does deliver on what it's actually giving to us for sure. And I really do think it really did get me invested with, of course, what he actually has going on for sure. And I really do think they really got a lot going on to really make this a real good time for sure. And I mean, yeah, some parts of it I do think are a little bumpy in some areas for sure, but I really do love what they've actually gone for all the way, and I think it really fascinating me from what I've actually seen. So yeah, and of course, pretty much, yeah, I think it's all what I can say for the story for, of course, this movie. Now, as for the writing, I have to say, yeah, I will give it credit that it actually does provide a really good amount of effort in what it's actually trying to do, and I really do love how well crafted pretty much the film's screenplay went for sure. They really got a lot going for to work around the material for sure, and yeah, like I said, I think there are some parts in it that I do think are a little bumpy, and maybe I think there are some that could have used a little rewrite, or maybe could have been cut pretty much for sure in maybe like a later draft from what I've actually seen, but I do applaud it for giving us some very strong amount of effort and creativity to really make this work for sure, and they did accomplish that quite well from what I've actually seen, and I'm impressed with it all the way for sure. And of course, another thing I should also mention is, of course, the comedy, and yeah, I guess I will have to say it's not perfect from what I've actually seen. There are some jokes that actually did get a little bit of a laugh out of me for sure, but not fully enough to really get me pretty much howling with laughter for sure. Again, maybe I think it could have used a little fine-tuning here and there, but I really do like what they were actually going for with, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, I think with all those I've actually mentioned, the story, the writing, and the comedy, yeah, it might be bumping in some areas for sure, but I really do love the amount of creativity and effort they actually did to really try to make this work, and I do think they really did a bang-up job on, of course, that front. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, I guess I'm done with that. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got those out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple things that I need to talk about for sure, to which next up on this list is, of course, the characters, and yeah, I think with what I've actually seen by far, I really do love what they actually have provided for the characters for sure. I really do think each and every single one of them has been given some really great development, I'm not gonna lie, to really try to make them likable and interesting for sure. And I really do think they really did a bang-up job with what I've actually seen for sure. So yeah, I guess so with all those from what I've actually seen, I really do get to know them and actually have an understanding for each and every single one of them, and of course, really cutting to grasp on, of course, pretty much the main conflict that they're actually willing to overcome for sure. And I really do think that alone really actually makes the characters all the more interesting for sure. And I really do love and admire on what they actually did from what I've actually seen. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say for the characters for sure. Now, as for the actors that came aboard to play all these characters, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really do love on how well casting this movie is for sure. I really do think they really got some great actors on board to be part of this for sure, and it's through some really great voice acting from what I've actually seen. Really actually makes me think these characters are really coming to life for sure. So yeah, I guess for what it is, I really do think the actors pulled off such really great performances, I'm not gonna lie, that I really do think work quite well from what I've actually seen for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, I could go on and on, of course, plenty of other things within those two aspects alone for sure. But I have to say, pretty much those are probably the best that I could come up with for sure. So yeah, I really do love on how well developed the characters are, and the actors definitely pulled off some really great performances, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, quite a whole lot, actually, and I guess seeing how this is indeed an animated feature film from Pixar, I should definitely talk about the animation for sure, and yeah, I think with what I've actually seen, I really do love and admire the animation, and of course, this movie for sure. I really do think they really did a bang-up job from what I've actually seen to really make the animation in this movie absolutely incredible for sure, and yeah, I think, well, with what I've actually seen, they really putting a lot of hard-working effort for sure, whether it be, of course, pretty much the way the characters are designed, which are absolutely impressive to me, to even the backgrounds being absolutely pretty much planned out for sure, that I really do think is really quite nicely done for sure, and even the amount of textures they actually did pretty much to really accomplish that, and even the nice usage of color as well to really make pretty much make all this stand out quite well. So yeah, I guess with what I've actually seen, I really do love on what they actually did with the animation for sure. They really putting a lot of hard-working effort to really make it look great for sure, and I do admire on what they actually did from what I've actually seen. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. That's how much I really love the animation for sure. And of course, to go alongside the animation, I really do love on what they actually did with the production design for, of course, this movie for sure. Yeah, I think with what I've actually seen to some pretty much nice set pieces they actually put together to make it look like pretty much the whole world our characters are pretty much inhabiting for sure. To even, I guess, pretty much some nice visuals and effects that really do help blending everything with the film's surroundings for sure to really make this all the more incredible from what I've actually seen. So yeah, I think that's something that I really do think is actually quite nicely done for sure, and through that alone, I really do think it is actually really nicely done for sure, and I really do get a kick out, of course, what they actually did for the production design for, of course, this movie. So yeah, but that's at least what I can see, of course, that front. So yeah, and of course, the direction in this film from the film's director. Yeah, I will have to say, I really do love and admire the direction in this film for sure. I really do think it is absolutely outstanding for sure, and I can tell there is a whole lot of effort to really pretty much make this all the more great for sure, and it definitely does show from what I've actually seen in its entirety for sure. So yeah, but either way, I really do applaud the film's director to really make this work well from what I've actually seen, and it is actually nicely done, I'm not gonna lie. So So yeah, and of course the cinematography in this film is absolutely great for sure, with some really impressive camera shots that they actually did to really give the movie a nice look, pretty much a nice looking feel to it. And yeah, I really do think they accomplished that quite well from what I've actually seen, from what I could gather. I really do think they really did some really great camera shots that actually work quite well from what I've actually seen, and it is actually very nicely done, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. And of course, the aim, I have to say, yeah, I will have to say the film's aim is actually cut up perfectly, I'm not gonna lie, with some really great cuts that I really do think work quite well, and actually fits in well with, of course, the film's tone, and of course, matches well to the film's pacing from what I've actually seen, which I really do think is actually nicely flowed down, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do think they really got a lot going for from what I've actually seen, and yeah, they really did accomplish that with the film's pacing for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I think with all those I've actually mentioned, I think that will get you the idea on how much I really enjoyed this movie a whole lot. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, those are pretty much everything that I can say about this movie as a whole. So yeah, overall, Hoppers, I will have to say, is actually a really impressive and yet very engaging movie that I really do think is actually really nicely done from what I've actually seen, and they really did accomplish pretty much the job being actually being a really impressive, really engaging, and yet massively satisfying movie that I really do think is actually quite nicely done for sure. With what I've actually said, by far, everything in this movie as a whole really actually do work quite well from what I've actually seen, and I'm impressed with, of course, what they've actually put together to really make this movie stand out for sure, and through that alone, I think it is actually very nicely done from what I've actually seen for sure. I mean, yeah, granted, there are plenty of bumps in this movie that I think could have been fixed upon to really make this movie pretty much an outright masterpiece for sure. But everything else from what I can gather actually really impressed me in such a way that I do think is actually worthy enough to give it a fair watch for sure. So yeah, I guess with what I've actually mentioned by far, yeah, I do highly recommend checking this movie out for sure. I think you're going to be really impressed with what I've actually seen for sure, and yeah. And yeah, I guess pretty much it is no big surprise from what I've actually seen with pretty much with this compared to the other Disney and Pixar movies that I've actually talked about beforehand. But hey, that's the one thing I really do love for sure, and I think that's okay in my book. So yeah, I guess if that's something you're actually looking into for sure, and want to, of course, pretty much go for a nice little brain hopping and explore the wonders of nature, like, of course, our characters in this movie, then I say this one is definitely well worth pretty much a nice little brain hopping into for sure. No pun intended. So yeah, I guess pretty much if anything, that will get you the idea, of course, what I thought of this movie as a whole. I really enjoyed it for what it is, and I think you're going to be in for such a great time with, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, for my final score, yeah, I guess it is quite fitting that I would actually give pretty much this movie this one for sure. So yeah, I'm going to, yeah, I guess for my final score, I'm going to give Hoppers an outstanding 9 out of 10 for sure. So So yeah, I really enjoyed what they've actually put together for sure, and I'm impressed with what's been given to us all the way for sure. So if that's something you're actually looking into, then well, hop into, of course, the animal of your choosing and explore the wonders of nature to see this movie for yourself for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything I can say about this movie as a whole. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of Hoppers if you've actually seen it for yourself? Do you actually really enjoyed it like I did and think it's another great one that Disney and Pixar has put together? Or do you absolutely hate it and think it's not worth your time, and yeah, and the idea just looks kind of bland and dull from what you've actually seen? Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's just, all the way? So yeah, let me know what you thought of this movie down in the comments down below. I'm quite curious to see what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and well, I guess I've got a lot going on for sure, right up until I'll talk about the next movie in my next thoughts video for sure. Although, now that I've actually mentioned it, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what am I going to talk about next? Well, I do have a few hints for what I'll talk about in the next thoughts video. And that only comes in 3 massive hints that I can give. Pretty much for the next movie I'll actually go see and talk about in the next thoughts video, it will have Ryan Gosling. It's directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and it's actually based on the book that's actually put together by the author who also wrote The Martian. Yeah, I think that would somehow get you the idea on what I'll talk about next, and yeah. Although I guess if you can't stand me pretty much making hints for, of course, the next thoughts video, so yeah, I think I might as well spill the beans right now. So yeah, for the next thoughts video, yeah, based on those hints alone, I'm definitely gonna talk about Project Hail Mary next for sure. I'm quite curious to see how things will go for that movie alone, but you'll know within about a couple weeks for sure for when I'll actually get all my thoughts beyond that. So yeah, but I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyattackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.